to give you 5 tips on how to play Chopin's Etude in E major beautifully. This is one of the most popular etudes by Chopin because of its beautiful melodic content, but also some technique too. We're going to walk through this piece and give you some ideas about how to prepare it for performance. Before we begin, I want to encourage all of you to subscribe to our Learn and Love Music channel. So let's get started with some Chopin today. Tip number 1, make sure you play this etude at the speed that Chopin designates. Originally, the piece was written with the marking vivace non troppo, which made it into a fast piece. But Chopin was convinced to make it into a slightly slower piece by giving the marking lento ma non troppo, which means a little bit slower. But he did want it to be played at a specific tempo. He said 100 beats per minute. A lot of pianists play this piece much slower than that. But Chopin's marking at 100 moves along. So here's the speed. Beautiful flowing. That's how to make it special. Tip number 2, you must always connect the melody. One of the things that I do with my students is I force them to connect the melody by trying it without the pedal. Always connect the top. So I'm going to do it without pedal and connecting. Don't ever let the pedal do the work for you. Your fingers have to do the connecting in this piece. And here it is, connecting the melody and using the pedal. It must flow beautifully in that legato touch. Tip number 3, when you get to the top of the second page, we have some sixths in the right hand. You want to make sure you're thinking of those sixths in groups of 2. And then using the pedal, you create a legato line, but the underlying phrasing is in 2. So let's try this. Legato, but groups of 2. A combination of being grouped and also being legato. Tip number 4, play the tritones with a down-up motion. This is on the 3rd page of the piece where both hands are going in tritones in opposite directions and they keep going outward. But if you try to play it legato as marked, it gets kind of mushy, but think down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. And then to make it smooth, you add the pedal every other note. Pedal, 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 pedal. So you really have that really smooth line, but clean technique as well. And finally, number 5. Think of putting the 2-note phrases into groups of 8. So for example, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And when you put it all together, you're aware of that structure. And it gives it much more of a flow. So let's listen to Chopin's beautiful Tristesse Etude, Opus 10, number 3. And make sure you listen to those 5 points that we discussed earlier. Thanks for watching Learn and Love Music, and we hope to see you back again next week.